Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects us all, but often flies under the radar: time wasters. These sneaky habits and activities chip away at our productivity, and before we know it, half the day is gone. So let's break down the 8 biggest things that waste your time, and more importantly, how you can take back control of your day. 1. Social media scrolling. First on the list is a big one: social media scrolling. Let's be honest, we all find ourselves doing this at some point. What starts as a quick check of notifications turns into an hour of scrolling through endless posts, videos, and memes. It's not just about the time lost in that moment, it's also about the mental fog that follows. Social media platforms are designed to keep us engaged for as long as possible, using algorithms to show us content that keeps us hooked. But what can we do about it? Start by setting specific times of the day to check social media, and use apps that monitor and limit your screen time. Turning off non-essential notifications can also reduce the temptation to check your phone constantly. Remember, those moments of scrolling can add up to hours, days, and even weeks over the course of a year. Imagine what you could do with that time. 2. Constant email and message checking. Many of us feel the urge to check our inbox every few minutes, worried we might miss something important. But this habit interrupts your workflow and makes it hard to focus on deep work. Every time you stop what you're doing to check an email or message, it takes your brain some time to refocus, costing you precious minutes. Instead of constantly checking your inbox, try setting specific times of the day to read and respond to emails. For example, you might decide to check your emails in the morning, after lunch, and at the end of the day. Turn off non-essential notifications to help maintain your focus. By managing your time more effectively, you can reduce the stress and inefficiency that comes with constant interruption. 3. Multitasking. Next, let's talk about multitasking, productivity myth that we've all been guilty of believing. Multitasking feels like you're getting more done, but in reality, our brains aren't wired to handle several tasks simultaneously. When we switch from task to task, we're not just dividing our attention, we're also decreasing our overall efficiency and the quality of our work. Instead of trying to do everything at once, focus on one task at a time. Use techniques like the Pomodoro technique, work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. This not only keeps you focused, but also allows your brain to recharge. Trust me, you'll accomplish more in less time and with better results. 4. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is a silent thief of time. It's that voice in your head that tells you nothing is ever quite good enough, pushing you to tweak and adjust endlessly. While striving for high standards can be a positive trait, perfectionism often leads to procrastination and unnecessary stress. It's the fear of producing anything less than perfect that causes us to waste hours on minor details that don't significantly impact the final outcome. The key here is to recognize when something is good enough, and to know that done is better than perfect. Set a reasonable time limit for each task and stick to it. Remember, most of the time, your 80% effort is more than enough. Focus on progress, not perfection, and watch as you free up more time for the things that truly matter. 5. Unnecessary meeting. The dreaded unnecessary meeting, a corporate staple and a notorious time waster. Meetings can be incredibly productive when they're well structured and have a clear purpose. However, too often, we find ourselves in meetings that could have been emails, wasting precious time that could be spent on more meaningful work. If you're organizing a meeting, always ask yourself, is this meeting really necessary? Should the information be shared more efficiently through an email or a quick phone call? If you're invited to a meeting, don't be afraid to decline or suggest alternatives if it doesn't directly benefit your work. Your time is valuable, so protect it by only engaging in meetings that are essential and goal-oriented. 6. Procrastination. Procrastination, one of the most common and destructive time wasters. We've all been there, putting off important tasks in favor of easier, more enjoyable activities. But procrastination isn't just a harmless delay. It's a habit that can lead to stress, anxiety, and missed opportunities. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to get started, creating a vicious cycle of avoidance. To combat procrastination, break your tasks down into smaller, more manageable steps. Set clear deadlines and hold yourself accountable. Sometimes the hardest part is just getting started. Try the 2-minute rule. If a task will take less than 2 minutes to complete, do it immediately. You'll find that once you start, easier to keep going. 7. Lack of planning. Failing to plan is planning to fail. As the saying goes, when you don't have a plan for your day, you're much more likely to waste time deciding what to do next. You end up reacting to what's happening around you instead of proactively managing your tasks. This can lead to feeling overwhelmed and stressed as you jump from one thing to another without a clear direction. Take a few minutes each morning, or better yet, the night before, to plan out your day. Identify your top 3 priorities and focus on completing those first. This way, even if the rest of the day goes off track, you'll know you accomplished the most important things. Planning is about taking control of your time, instead of letting the day control you. 8. Not saying no. Finally, not saying no is a huge time waster. Whether it's agreeing to take on extra work, attending social events, or helping out with something you really don't have time for, saying yes to everything can lead to burnout. It's important to remember that every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else, often your own priorities or self-care. Learning to say no, respectfully but firmly, is crucial for protecting your time and energy. Practice setting boundaries and be clear about what you can realistically take on. It's not about being rude. It's about valuing your time and making sure you're focusing on what truly matters to you. The more you practice, easier it gets. In today's video, we covered 8 key time wasters that might be undermining your productivity. We discussed how constant social media scrolling, frequent email and message checking, multitasking, perfectionism, unnecessary meetings, procrastination, lack of planning, and not saying no can all steal your precious time. By being aware of these habits and implementing strategies like setting specific times for checking emails, focusing on one task at a time, and learning to say no, you can take control of your schedule and boost your efficiency. So there you have it. 8 major time wasters can sneak into your day if you're not careful. Remember, the first step to reclaiming your time is awareness. Once you identify these time wasters in your life, you can take proactive steps to minimize them and maximize your productivity. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who might need a little time management help, and hit that subscribe button to stay updated with all our content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.